Hi, I'm Seth Black-Diamond, and you're watching Milkshakes in Opera, where I sit down with people living the dream with Opera Tampa and get the scoop on an upcoming production. Today I'm talking with Gabriel Preisser and Cecilia Violetta López. So I know you guys were in the Barber of Seville, and have your characters changed to the Marriage of Figaro?
Well, that's a great question. Do you want to answer that one? Ladies first.
Okay.
Cecilia.
Well, I feel like the Countess, she's definitely still Rosina, you know. She's got that's I don't want to use the word spice, but there we go, spice. There's
fire.
The fire in her, but at the same time, 3 years have passed, so she's matured a little bit. She's now the Countess.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a sort of like regalness to her, definitely.
Figaro is very much the same in terms of his personality and his spice for life, his joie de vivre, if you will, and his love for being cunning and planning and manipulating, all those fun things.
Fixer.
Will I still laugh as much as I was laughing in the Barber of Seville? Or is
Oh,
this more
for
serious?
sure.
I think so.
For sure.
Well,
It's not the same style of humor. Rossini's humor is more slapstick, almost vaudeville humor, commedia dell'arte, like straight up, you know, very obvious what you're supposed to laugh at. Whereas Mozart is clever, smart humor. You have to see that Figaro has outsmarted the Count, but Susanna has outsmarted Figaro, and so you have this triangle effect. So it's a wittier humor, and it's also reflected in Mozart's music, which you listen to and it's just so gorgeous. But then you realize what the subtext is of what he's saying. You're like, oh, that's really clever the way he said that.
Definitely.
So Rossini and Mozart are very different.
I would say so.
Yeah, definitely.
So they didn't like.
Well, these pieces in particular.
Yes,
Yeah.
they didn't like exchange notes or anything.
No.
Well, I'm pretty sure Mozart was dead by the time Rossini was born. So Marriage of Figaro was written 1778. I'm gonna let's say 1770, 1780s. I don't have Wikipedia on me.
There's a 30-year difference between the two.
There was another composer at that time, Paisiello, who set Barber of Seville, which was very popular. And then Rossini came along 30 years later, and he's like, you know, I wanna do a Barber of Seville. And his became more popular. It became more popular than Paisiello. Nowadays, nobody knows about the Paisiello of Barber of Seville.
Very rarely.
But it's kind of like that Star Wars effect. That it's like in the canon, you have Mozart's Marriage of Figaro, which came before Barber of Seville, even though Barber of Seville is the prequel.
To Mozart's, yeah.
It was George Lucas before George Lucas.
Wow. Gabe.
I know.
So you guys, I know you guys have been in more than just like these two shows for Opera Tampa. Do you have any favorite roles that you've played?
Oh, okay.
Be the one that's your middle name.
I was here in 2016, and that's where I first worked with Gabe. But actually, I really enjoyed working on Così with you. That was really fun.
Così was lots of fun. Yeah.
But I will say that Traviata, singing Violetta here at Opera Tampa in the Morsani, was just a beautiful. The music is beautiful. The story, it's a lot of people can identify with. And then our director was just very, I don't know, I just felt everything about that was very magical, and that's definitely been one of my favorites here.
Do you have any like certain ways to warm up with the music and warm up with the character and like get ready with the character for like rehearsal or the show?
So much of Barber of Seville, Marriage of Figaro is about the relationships. So it's important in the rehearsal process that we have conversations with ourselves, with the director, with the conductor about where are these characters coming from and how do they feel about each other in every moment and what is their journey throughout the show.
Definitely.
Okay. And finally, if opera was a milkshake, what flavor would it be?
I thought you might ask that. You know, I am enjoying this cookies and cream, by the way, I must say. But I think opera, because it's the culmination of all art forms, would be every milkshake flavor put together. A milkshake smorgasbord, like a banana split milkshake.
And with everything
put in there, nuts, gummy bears,
I thought about this.
Wigs, hair and makeup.
Everything, because it really does. I mean, it's one of the oldest art forms alive that we're still performing. But yeah, it does take a village. It takes the conductor, the singers, makeup, wigs, costumes, the theater, the crew. It takes so many people but in a
Great
very
PR people.
Yes. Thank you, Seth. Just to make an opera come together, and I think in the end, we're just a lot of flavors put into one beautiful mashup.
Banana
production.
split. You think banana
split with some pineapple and coconut flakes, and we're going more tropical. I think.
Do they have one of those? Can we go get one?
No. Thank you for letting us learn more about the Marriage of Figaro, which is being played March 2nd through 4th. We hope to see you guys at the show, and we'll see you next time on Milkshakes and Opera.
Yay!